so hopefully today will be a fun day. I'm going to take this to Ed's Aircraft in Long Island. Hopefully you can hear me. And we're going to see, because I've talked to him about getting it painted. Talked to another shop up in Vermont, but they kind of just ghosted us. So I am going to go talk to Ed. He was very friendly. Check the place out. See, you know, what the schedule's like. Well, I don't know, ask a bunch of newbie questions, show him the plane, talk about some design ideas, and we're going to do that. Maybe if you're up to it, and on the way back, we'll go underneath the Class Bravo of JFK, which you can do 500 feet and below, right along the shoreline, and then do the VFR corridor home. I have done it before in the Archer, really cool. Never done it in this. We'll see how it goes. No promises, but that's the plan. So right now I'm going to take the cowl off. I'm going to remove the oil cooler plate because temperatures are getting warmer. Double check everything, make sure it's good. The other thing is I got a few hours on the hub, the new hub, and you're supposed to check everything at 5 hours. So this flight will add probably 3 hours onto it round trip, so that'll be perfect timing for checking the hub. All right. Oh yeah, I put the doors back on for this flight. Hi, we'll do a quick introduction. This is Ed from Ed's Air, and he took his lunch time, thank you very much, while the other guys are replenishing their energy, and he's giving me a quick tour of the shop. So you started to say this was a restoration project?
Yeah, so this is our prep shop. This is
wow.
Where we start them out. So what happens is that this one here is already through the process. It was a full strip and paint, complete restoration, all brand new windows, whole interior gutted, got rid of all the home insulation.
Home insulation?
Yeah. All the old fiberglass.
Wow, I love the paint scheme. Kind of reminds me of the AOPA plane they're giving away, you know?
Yeah, this is, they wanted something old school. It's 1959.
Yep.
So we had it completely apart. We had the tail off of it and everything, because obviously the bolts and stuff are 65 years old, 66 years old.
Wow.
So, you know, the owner of this particular plane wants everything completely redone and changed.
Yeah.
So all new door seals, all new windows.
So how long is a project like this here for?
This takes months. This
months, really? Yeah. I thought you were going to say years. Wow.
No, it takes months. It could take up to a half a year easily.
Oh, that's not that bad.
It's all epoxied inside, the whole thing. All the corrosion's gone. Everything we did, the floor, the ceiling, the sides, everything. So.
Did it need a lot of corrosion fix?
Oh yeah. It had you know, missing rivets. You got to remember, it sat outside. It's an outdoor airplane.
Was it on Long Island?
Yep.
Okay, so you got the salt air issue. Yeah.
So
this one's beautiful.
This one is this was a full strip and paint. This is like the one that's on the lift. So this one we just finished. We just unmasked it from the paint shop and brought it back over.
It's an older Warrior, right?
So yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it doesn't have the back window, but without some of the control surfaces, the dimensions are like.
It doesn't have the longer dorsal fairing. It's got the two windows instead of the third window. So yeah.
Wow.
So this is So this one just got unmasked. So we're getting ready to start putting it together. And then the one on the lift is in the process of being stripped. This is a full strip and paint.
All right. Looks like you already got most of it off, huh?
Yeah. So now it's the detail, though. Now it's the hard part. You know, now it's all the cove areas and the gears and the, you know, all the tight areas and stuff.
I'm gonna relate it to painting your house. Like the walls go quick with the roller, but then all the corners take a long time.
Yep,
yeah.
All under the covers and underneath, you know, all the detail areas and stuff. Yeah. Around
Wow.
the windows and, you know, everything. It's a process.
Yeah. And then obviously the lift is so you can get at the bottom of it, huh?
Yeah, well, it goes up. This goes up in. It's basically, I think it's 4-inch increments or 2-inch increments. So it depends on the height of the person.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody like yourself that's taller than me, you can put this at a height that's comfortable for you to work at.
Wow.
So, yeah. I've been doing this for 37 years. So when
How did you get into this?
My dad.
Yeah.
You know, my dad's always been in aviation. You know, all his life.
Same location?
We've been in business here in the same location for that long. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. Well, that speaks for you and your business and your clients, I assume.
Yeah, but we didn't have a lift when I was doing it, when I was younger.
I know, right? You climb underneath there.
Yeah, everything was done on a creeper.
Did you design the paint scheme on this? Or?
It's actually, it's a modification of a scheme that's been out there.
Okay.
And now a lot of times that's what we do. We'll take it like the one in the back. That one I designed completely.
Okay.
I actually found a 1959 original scheme, and I actually took it and I modified it to where it's still old school looking.
Yep.
But it's not the original layout.
Gotcha.
And same thing with this pipe. It's close to what was what was done.
Yeah.
But we modified like the tail section and things like that. So
I like it a lot. I fly a 76 Archer too, and it's got, you know, period correct paint scheme on it, but makes so much, like, looks like a completely more updated plane, even though it's actually older, you know.
And this is still, it's not even together yet. I mean, you know, once you put all the puzzle pieces on, the rudder and the, you know, the wingtips and the aileron,
the proportions go back in line.
It starts to really, you know, starts to come together as a full picture.
Common tennis?
So, yep, those are common tennis.
Did they ever consider putting smaller ones?
You would think, right?
Oh, I don't know. I think I would at that point.
But you know, what happens is that you know, even on the older Beechcrafts or whatever, they have the one that's up top, which it looks like
the boomerang.
Yeah, you can hang your towel on it. You know, I call it a towel.
Oh, and then you got some details on the wing too.
Yeah.
That flow into it. Yeah.
They just cover it because of dust.
Oh yeah, makes sense. Yeah. So and do most, because I know in your thing you had the option for like a clear coat. Do most people do a clear coat or no?
No, this is single stage. What you see right here. This is not cleared on here.
Hangar planes.
I do recommend the clear, like particularly on metallic colors.
Yep.
Because they do absorb the sun and they will fade faster and stuff like that. Or a lot of times even reds. Like if you go with a red.
Yeah.
Reds.
I had a red pickup truck that fell victim to that. Exactly. I learned all about the oxidation on red. Oh, interesting. And
but otherwise, it's not necessary. I mean, the shine that you see on this is single stage polyurethane.
Yep. Wow, that's very cool.
Yeah, I'll take you over to paint shop.
Oh yeah, let's do that. So yeah, that's our baby.
Yeah,
look.
I see it.
4 years building it.
That's not bad though.
No, it isn't.
You guys might be at lunch too. Yep. Oh, we still here.
Oh wow, look at that. Hello.
So that's Armando.
Wow.
So this guy hit a duck.
Ooh.
So he took a duck out in the front here.
So it's not a full repaint, you're just repairing it, huh?
So this is just
He hit it head on?
He hit it right on.
Right through the prop?
Right through the prop. He's got a new prop on here. He's got the new gear door he had to replace.
Oh, so is that considered a prop strike? Like you have to do that whole engine thing?
He didn't have to. I guess he felt that he wanted to.
Wow, it's a pretty bird.
Yeah.
V-tail.
You know, older V-tail. It's in really, really nice shape.
Yeah.
And while it's here, we'll do a cosmetic on it, what we call a cosmetic. So
what do you do?
Well, we'll take care of like all the rivets that are missing paint around the windshield.
Oh, okay.
Area.
Yeah.
You know, you can see there's chips in on the lead, on the wings, on the rivets. We'll go over everything, make it nice. We're gonna redo the nose gear for him.
Can't believe he hit it head on, huh? Like bullseye.
Yeah, he didn't even know. You know, he said he didn't even know he hit it. It just.
Oh, really?
Yeah, didn't even know.
How do you know it was a duck?
So, I was stuck in there. It was stuck wedged between the cowling and the gear door on the right hand side.
Honey, I got dinner. Fire up the oven. Wow. Yeah. And you obviously take all the control surfaces off, and then they get hung. I saw in your thing, and like you rebalance them once the paint is on.
Balance at the end of the job.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be out. I mean, if they were in balance when they came in,
yep.
Normally if you're stripping it and you're putting the paint and the prime band on, it should be negligible. But yes, I do.
What about in our case where there is no paint, and even in the manual it said you should balance them after you paint them? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So
I assume like the elevator is going to have a lot more paint on the aft side than the counterbalance.
Some maintenance manuals will have a procedure, and they'll actually have a ratio of what they want between either negative or positive.
Gotcha.
And some like with Vans, a lot of his is that the best to close to neutral as you can get it on knife edges.
Yep.
Is
what
they recommend.
Yeah, that's the same here.
For the RVs, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I mean some of those they do almost 200, 200 miles an hour. I mean.
The RV10 or whatever. Yeah.
So this is our mixing room.
Wow.
We have a full mixing room in house.
You got all the colors, huh?
Oh yeah, we can do anything.
Wow.
Anything in the world, not just the country.
It's probably like all computerized, like a squirt of this and a squirt of that. So I know in your thing it said like basic white and whatever other whites cost more. Is this basic white, or like what is basic white?
Well, basic white is what you see on the piper in there.
Okay, so it's a pretty white, not like some grandma antique white that.
It's what we call Matterhorn white. We use
yep.
White.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
It goes real nice. It's a neutral white. It goes nice with it's not like a super over the top bright white. Because what happens is that then when you put your colors on, you kind of want everything to blend together.
Yeah, makes sense.
So you don't want any one thing overpowering the other thing.
Yeah. Exactly. That caught my eye. Like, and every time I look, I printed so many pictures out there hanging all over my garage refrigerator and hanger. And I walk by, it's like, I like that, and I like it more and more. And some are like, right, I'm already tired of it.
We've done a lot of different style things like that. We've done stuff where we've done solid checkers. We've done fade out checkers.
Oh, cool.
Where you can actually fade it in from. It starts out like it looks like it's a square, and then it ends up in the back being a total square, and then it kind of fades into it.
Yeah. So that sounds complicated.
It is. There's different ways of doing it.
Okay.
It's really up to you. I mean, it's whatever you decide. We can give you whatever you want.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like something that makes sense and looks good. Something in general.
Sure.
I think I got most of them. I know there's a few sections where I didn't Dremel all the heads off yet. Okay. I'm planning on doing that.
Okay. Other guys will do. What they do is they'll either hand sand the top of the rivet off, or same thing.
But
so where it pulled, you're saying the tail might be up a little bit.
Yeah, I think. You can only do so many. Yeah, like these I haven't done yet. You know what I mean? Like they're all just a little high. So I just go over with a little Dremel tool and I go when I'm looking for mindless work.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good idea, because what happens is, not only rubbing your hand on there, but if you do use a microfiber.
Yeah, exactly.
And
then I know I think in the picture I sent you, the stripes go right. Don't mind this camera. The stripes go right through this, but the covers are actually white. I actually kind of don't mind having the white covers because these do not last that long.
Right. It's a good way if you have to redo them. It's a solid.
Well, the same friend that actually, whose paint scheme I'm stealing, he owns Aerosports. He does a lot of RV stuff, Aerosports product, and he has some carbon fiber covers that may do. And then, and in the picture.
Nice.
You can actually see that they are.
This is the plastic, right?
This is just plastic, yeah. That was kind of the picture I had. So, see how they're just white? I'm like, you know what? That doesn't look bad. And then these can be white anyway because they're on the bottom. This way, if you have to replace them, I can freaking hit them with a rattle can. I don't have to go.
It's part of the wing anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just that's fine.
Yeah.
I would say that's okay.
And then here, I'm kind of drawn to this, but it doesn't have to be. If you tell me, hey, that arch at that angle is wicked complicated and
right through here, maybe end it back here.
Yeah.
Either wrap it around where they meet each other, or bring them into points.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah.
Back here, under here, and then here, up above here, what we could do is your idea where you might be able to take the blue, and the blue would come back, and then in here we could add the checkers.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think the checkers. I know I said tail. I think he just wants it on the rudder. Okay. Isn't that what most people do?
Yeah.
That's what I've seen.
Sure, yeah. So you could do that. So you could do that, and then it would do. You would bring this straight back, maybe end it in points, like I said. The other, these are existing colors, and then bring the blue to fill in this section here, and then then check aboard the rudder.
And blue is a good color?
Yeah, well that'll
compared to the red?
Yeah. Well, either or.
No, I mean the red with the fading that we were talking about. And the elevator or the horizontal step would be
I always like to keep them clean.
Yep.
Like you were saying, it's the same thing. One of the reasons why is everything goes back there. You get the prop wash, you get the gravel, you get the chip. So if you end up doing layout back here, it's more to repair it. Whereas if it's a solid white, it's it's a lot easier. Plus, you're gonna have a lot of color.
Yeah.
If you were to do this idea and bring this over and this becomes all blue, you really back here, you know, balance wise again, you would be throwing a lot more onto it.
Okay.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, makes sense.
You know.
Yeah.
But you know, and then out here, same thing. This would still work out here because it's out on the wing.
And then the doors are see-through, and
Yes, I see that.
that's really a cool feature. So what others have done is the perforated vinyl.
Yep.
Is that something that you do? And
I have my own machine, and I have a a vinyl machine.
Yeah.
The problem with vinyl is the color match.
Of course.
It's sometimes you get lucky and you can get it very, very close.
Okay.
Something like that, you would probably almost be better off going to someone that specializes in vinyl.
I was just going to say, because we do what you do in automotive, not body work, but we do a lot of the automotive. We do the paint protection from all of that stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So I can take care of that.
Right.
That's where I was getting
real
at.
big right now.
Yeah.
Yep. So I would suggest that. That's probably the best way.
Absolutely. How much weight does the paint add?
Well,
I know it's all different, but
it's all different, but you got to remember it goes over the whole object.
Yeah.
So it's somewhere in the 30s.
30 pounds.
Yeah, between 30 and 40 in there, or whatever. The best thing to do is if you do have an up-to-date weight and balance, is after it's done, redo it,
Yeah.
and then it's really accurate.
Yeah,
what
that
your
makes sense.
load is.
Yeah.
But normally, if the plane comes in with paint on it, like the one that you
Then
see
it's a
inside,
wash.
it should be negligible because if you're taking all the paint off and you're putting the paint on, it should be within, really not in pounds, it should be within ounces.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Theoretically.
Yeah. Maybe as we get closer, I'll research the vinyl thing, and we can match the vinyl to the color if that's like a big hang-up point. But
no, that's a good idea too. You're right. Yep.
Do that.
Yeah, you could do that. You could actually bring some samples of the vinyl, and then pick your chips around that.
There you go.
To something that you like, and say, okay, that'll blend well together, the two things.
And then on some of the parts, I just used SEM self-etching primer. I assume you're not going to take the landing gear off when you do it, so I just squirted it up in here. I thought it was a good idea, but
no, it is.
Yeah.
So what we do is we use a 2-part epoxy.
Yep.
And then like on the fiberglass stuff, that all gets the same thing. It'll get an epoxy, and then normally it'll get what we call a high build primer.
Okay.
And that takes care of like the weave,
pinholes,
pinholes and stuff like that. Everything gets resanded, and then we usually base everything in the white first.
Yep.
And then from there the
colors go on.
We put it back together.
Yeah.
And then we lay it out, and then we take it back apart.
Okay.
So that's the detail.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like what you see in the Piper in there. So this way, there's no overspray in the engine area. There's no overspray inside the flight controls.
Nice. Yeah, there was this is carbon fiber, and there's like a void in the thing here. So I kind of did the best I could to fix it. It's been holding up pretty good, but I also wasn't 100% happy. It was like thick on one side and thin on the other side. So I was going to work on this. I have like a little sanding thing. Again, based on another guy who just had his painted out in the West Coast. He was talking, you guys want like a 16th inch gap in here?
Yeah, it's good to have it because you got to remember, it moves.
Yeah.
It does,
I don't want like all the edges chipping off right away.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I was going to do that. Like this is the biggest gap right here, and then the rest, you can see my red pen. I haven't like totally finalized it.
It's a little tight up here, and that's what'll happen, especially on and off, you'll get chipping.
Exactly.
And I always tell customers the best thing to do is take a microfiber and drop it in here, or a towel, when you take the cowling off.
Oh, so you don't chip the front of it? Yep. Oh, what a good idea, yeah.
Even if it's not painted, it's still a process.
You know what?
And same thing, on the bottom, you put it in, you tape it on, and then you drop it, because it always digs in right here. Especially if you're going to paint it, and it's going to be nice.
Well, it's kind of one of the reasons, though, we're trying to work all the squawks out of it before we get it painted,
Right. And then after it's painted, though, that's a good little trick so that, you're not...
Actually, that's a great idea,
chipping it up. A tornado, sorry. Tornado came through, and it's actually deregistered. It was used at the school over here, which was the BOCES School for Teaching. And so they just picked it up with a payload and dropped it there. Eventually, it's got to go. It's got to get cut up. This other stuff is so old that, I mean, I don't think it'll ever fly again. This old Baron and this old 310. It's the same old.
So he was saying that they ripped off the entire roof off of that.
The entire roof came right through this tie downs right here. I had nothing.
How long ago was this?
Oh, I'm gonna say 5 years ago. Yeah,
oh wow, recent then, huh? Wow. Hey, it doesn't get any better than this. I was like, there's a cafe over there. So he offered for me to take the golf cart. Super nice guy, excited to do it. Now I'm gonna go have some lunch. He didn't want any, I offered, and we'll head back.